In October 1992, Robert Gates, as the Director of Central Intelligence, visited Moscow to meet with President Boris Yeltsin of Russia. He said, "As a gesture of intent, a symbol of a new era, I carried with me the Soviet naval flag that had shrouded the coffins of the half-dozen Soviet sailors whose remains the Glomar explorer had recovered when it raised part of a Soviet ballistic missile submarine from deep in the Pacific Ocean in the mid-1970s. I also was taking to Yeltsin a videotape of their burial at sea, complete with prayers for the dead and the Soviet national anthem, a dignified and respectful service even at the height of the Cold War." Gates's decision to bring the videotape of the funeral held for the men on the Gulf was ultimately motivated by the fact that the United States wanted to inspire Russia to offer up information on missing American servicemen in Vietnam. "Before that, we had never confirmed anything to the Russians except in various vague senses," he said in an interview. Shortly after the USSR collapsed, the Bush administration had told the Russians through an intermediary that we couldn't tell them any more about what had happened on Gulf/Glomar. But then when we started asking the Russians about what had happened to US pilots shot down over Vietnam, and if any US POWs had been transferred to Russia and held there, they came back and said, "What about our guys in the submarine?" At the time, the administration told the Russians only that there were no survivors and that there were only scattered remains. A subsequent FOIA search to find if any POWs were released as a result of this visit produced only negative results. Around the same time, Russian President Boris Yeltsin posthumously awarded the Medal for Courage to 98 sailors who died on K-129. However, as the complement of a diesel-electric Gulf-class Russian submarine was about 83, his award acknowledges 15 extra personnel aboard the boat at the time of its sinking.